so what up, y'all? Welcome back to Conversations with the P. I'm here with my man Jersey Mike.
What's going on, Brady?
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna just hop right into it. I do want to ask you this because I always wonder, where does Jersey Mike come from?
Oh, I'm from Jersey.
So that's the only
That's
reason.
the only reason why I'm from Jersey. When I got down here, everybody was like, "Oh, you from Jersey?" Yeah, I'm Mike though. Oh, Jersey Mike, and I'm like,
wow, okay.
Don't know how I feel about it, but okay.
Yeah.
And it grew on me.
So how long you been here?
I came down in 2002. So
okay.
Yeah, I've been down here for a minute. I came down here for St. Hog. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was like maybe like 4 different mics, all from different places, like Indianapolis.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah. I mean, yeah, it was different mics from different places.
Got you.
I'm probably the only one that went with that, and I was just like,
got you. Okay.
I'm gonna stick with that.
Yeah.
It made sense, so I ran with it. It's probably time to let it go now. I'm
really?
older and married. Kind of gotta.
No, I think you should keep. Let me tell you why. Because people at one point were saying, you should just drop P and just go ahead by your government name, and I'm like, no. That's like, it's really kind of like who I am.
It's
now.
a party, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And like, I even people in my family, we know them by their nicknames.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they would call my mom Nan. Mm-hmm. It's not her name.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? I got Uncle Bonehead.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Well, shout out to your Uncle Bonehead.
Exactly.
You're a real one for that. You're a real one for that. Yeah.
So like, I'm just used to having those names.
Okay.
So
okay. No, it's funny. Like, it became a thing, especially with me doing security at one point. Like, you didn't want to give people your name, but I had a common name, so I didn't care.
Right.
But then all my homies started just be like, "Yo, Jers," and I'm like,
right.
Okay. To the point, like, when my sister came and visited, and we were in public, she'd go, "Yo, Jers, I need."
Right.
I'm like, Jers. I'm Mike to you. What's the problem?
Yeah, exactly.
She's going, nah. Jers, I don't want everybody knowing all that. I'm like, oh, okay,
right.
You got it. No argument there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that. There wasn't no elaborate scheme, no nothing. Just somebody looked at me one day and was like, "Ain't you the boy from Jersey?" Yeah, from Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, like the restaurant. And I'm like, see, it's a fat boy joke. I'm just like,
relax.
But it never came, so I was just, all right, whatever. We'll rock with it.
Yeah, okay. So you came down here, 02, go to St. Hog.
Yeah.
Did you finish?
No.
Okay.
Did not.
You sound like me.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for college. Like, if I'm being honest, I jumped in it like, all right, boom, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And my best friend's mom got me in. So.
Oh, all right.
And God bless the dead.
Yeah.
But I was just like, all right, let me go ahead and try to make this work. But I was a knucklehead. I wasn't going to class and all that. And,
wow.
And then after a while, I just dropped. I just left it, and then I came back, with the renewed spirit, if you will. But by that time, my credit was shot, and Sally Mae wasn't trying to talk to me about no bread, and it was just like, okay.
How long you go? Like 6 months? Or?
Nah, I went the whole I did freshman year,
okay.
sophomore year, and that's when it was a wrap. And then I came back to finish out the sophomore year. I would have been like a junior right about now, or I'd have been done now. But I haven't in my junior year credits. Like, and the sad part is them grades look good. Finally, I had my mind right then.
Yeah.
I just ain't had the money, so.
Yeah, I understand.
And mom got sick, and life picks up.
Yeah.
So once you start working, college don't even make sense when you start making money after that.
Right.
I just grind through.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's maybe how guys are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like that's how it was with me. I went to school, community college, and I was did 2 years, and so this is when I was out there with JC. Like,
oh yeah,
we was
living
starting.
fast.
Yeah, we was wilding.
Okay.
And so, I was tired of my mom too.
Oh.
She was always, every time we would go somewhere, like, you out here in these streets, and just fussing. And I was just like, man. And so I didn't get in one semester, and I didn't do loans. I was doing the Pell Grant.
Oh, okay.
So I was getting some of that grant money, and I had 2 jobs.
Oh yeah.
So like I was straight.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah. And so we ended up moving. We moved up here in 03. And so, and then from then on, it was like, times like, man, maybe I need to go to school. But I'm like, Nah, I got these bills. Like,
yeah.
Like I'm in here sleeping on East floor.
Yeah, you try to figure out like, all right, this is what I got to do.
Right.
It turned into a. Once I started getting money, I didn't really care about school. Now I think about it in hindsight, like I should have finished that. That would have been a smart thing to do. Like even now, I think about it and I go, but who is this degree for? Is it for me, or is it something I'm just going to be like, hey mom, look, there you go, or Merry Christmas type thing.
Right.
I don't know. She still asks about it. Yeah. When you going back and like, okay, mom, we'll see.
But I think, at the same time, I think there's a plus side to going to school, but then it's also like, what's really the need?
It's well, see, because you about my age, so you understand. But when we was in high school, everybody was like, yo, you gotta go to college so you can get a leg up on everybody else out there in the world. And I'm going, all right, so I need to get a degree to get on. My parents were in school, all you needed was a high school diploma and you can go work just about anywhere. Now, not so much. High school diploma became common knowledge, common whatever to everybody. So you needed a bachelor's. But now, a bachelor's is common. Right. So it's kind of looking at it like, all right, I see the importance of education and going to get it, but if all you're going to end up with is with a degree you can't use and student loan debt,
right?
It's not weighing out the right way. It's I'm doing all this to get somebody else rich, and I'm going to just spend the rest of my life paying back this debt.
Exactly. And you be in debt forever.
And they hold it to you. They come find you. I know.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So
for my experience is like it's different. Like I'll honestly say, man, growing up in that town, I had no dream.
Really?
Like college, I thought was beyond me.
Oh,
like
wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really feel like, oh, I need to go to college. I felt like I had to work.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like me and my man Ron, it was like, yeah, we just work at the dye plant. Dye plant was like a big thing where people were there. I think like Jumbo Jumbos, like these factory places. To get a job there, get a trailer or something. It just,
I get it. Like it's funny because we talk about that in the barbershop I go to all the time. They're like, yo, is it better to get a trade versus getting like an education, or is it something like, because with the job, like I work for the city of Durham now, right? And they're like, well, to move up, you kind of gotta have a degree. That's the base standard. Okay, well now that has me thinking, go back to school and get your degree. But then I'm like, I get the degree, I move up. For whatever reason, let's say I don't make it there, I have to move on. Now I got a degree in something that I can't use nowhere else, and now I'm going entry level somewhere else because my degree really means nothing to that new company.
Right.
So it's the value in the degrees aren't the same.
Yeah.
But to go back to what you were saying about not having a dream, my dad squashed my joint. I told my dad I wanted to be an English teacher, and he was just like, English teachers don't make no money.
Right.
And I was like, what? What do you mean? The money will come. This is what I want to do. And he goes, you're going to be an attorney. And I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I tell him? No, he about to pay for this education. I'm going to do whatever he say. That's my dad.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason why I washed out, because I didn't really want to do that. I was like, it's not for me.
So why you wanted to be an English teacher?
I've been writing poetry since I was probably in the 5th grade, and it's always been my thing. Like I tried to write songs that was terrible. Like they were.
So hold up, you're from Jersey and you didn't want to be a rapper?
No. Heck no. And it's funny because some of my good friends are rappers, and I'm looking like that never appealed to me. Like Josh thinks I can rap because I be goofing around freestyling, and that's my son. So he's like, "Oh, you got it, daddy." I'm like, "Yeah." In today's rap world,
right.
I can say "Hickory Dickory Dock" and win and get a Grammy, but right, they gonna go crazy off that. But I'm like, no, I just wanted to be a simple old writer, just write a few poems, and I'm in love with books. Like that's the thing I want to do. So I like print. I don't, not to take a shot at anybody doing spoken word, because I got some friends that do that and they're very good. But for me, I don't always want to be in front of the camera. I know. So this is my oxymoron moment. Right. Like, you don't want to be in front of the camera while you're here. Well, P's my man.
Yeah, that's right.
So he asked me to come through. That's what I do. Support. But I always wanted to write.
Yeah.
And I always said, well, I want to be around literature. I love the way I like the book. When I say I like books in a different sense. Like I like the feel, the texture of the pages and everything like that.
Oh, so you're not getting the joints you get on like Kindle books?
Nah, I don't like paperbacks. It's gotta be hard, but I want the book, hardcover copy, everything.
Okay.
Like so, when I get paperbacks, I just kind of be like, okay, my money wasn't right. I get it. Like, okay, broke guy book time. I get the paperback, but I mean, it's still the same knowledge and information in them, so I can't complain.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to write. That's been my passion. Every job I've ever had, I've written that. Like, I'm a 911 dispatcher. I got time in between calls.
Right.
I might write. You know, if it's not that intense that day or whatever.
Right.
Some days it's crazy, but I've always loved to write. It's just been my thing. I can't even explain. I've got like 20 some odd notebooks at home.
Wow. Phil.
Yeah. Josh just looks at me like I'm weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks it's foreign.
Well, no, I think that's dope, man. When you're able to turn something that I guess comes so naturally.
Yeah, it was.
And then you're able to turn that into some type of income. So I think that'd be dope. So when is your book coming out?
That's the question everybody's asking me, and I'm like,
don't rush.
I said it earlier. I'm my own worst critic. Like I look at my stuff. I probably got like 4 poems I've been working on, and I'll rewrite the whole joint.
Wow.
Like I remember just last week, perfect example of that. I wrote a poem in the status on my Facebook page, just goofing around, old lady in the shower, and I'm just like, do. Accidentally deleted the poem, like I hit refresh, it took the whole thing out. So I sat there and I was just like, you wrote it, so you should know most of it. I know the general idea. So I started it out with the same words and started putting it back in there, and then my dog ran up and bumped my leg, and I was looking at him like, what are you doing? Like, get out of here. Refreshed it again. Had to rewrite the same. I wrote the same poem like 4 times.
That is crazy.
By the time it got up on Facebook, I was just, I don't even like this joint no more. Let me throw it away. So that's what tends to delay me with a book, because I'm like, I don't want to put something out there and it's not well received, but I can't really care how people feel, because poetry is to be interpreted.
Right.
So
and that's one of the things that hold us back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is our own fear.
Absolutely.
And like I was actually telling, and I'm not gonna go off on that, but we can talk about that. But like I was telling Bianca about that. It's like that's one of the things that has held me back in so many different areas of my life is the fear and the thought of what people may think, what they may like and dislike. And so even with this No Fluff TV, like I've been wanting to so for a long time I've been wanting to do something like this, right? So like I guess back in the 90s, I kind of wanted to do radio. I used to record myself like doing commercials. Doing like impressions, changing my voice for commercials, then playing like a song, record a song, then do more commercials.
So you was preparing yourself for this job.
And I didn't even, you know what I'm saying?
So why
I was
not?
naturally doing it. But, I mean, radio is out.
No, you say that, but it's people making money at it. Like nowadays, everybody's doing the podcast thing. I get it. But everybody's podcast not interesting. And I have to look at it like, okay, I know you, but then when you first told me you was doing the show, I was like, okay. Now I have to look at this like, am I going to designate my time to watch this show? And my first thought was, okay, I know P, so I should automatically click in. Right. But then I'm going, I want to be genuine with this.
Right.
So let me not treat it like I know you, but let me look at the show for the content of it and see if it's something I would give my time to. After I watched about 2 episodes, I subscribed. I was just like, okay, I would watch this based on the content.
That's dope.
And then on top of that, that happens to be my man, so it's a double bonus. I'm not tripping.
And so okay, that's what I'm taking. So like at one point it's like radio, because I remember maybe, I don't know, it could be 10 years ago, and someone asked me like, okay, when you're thinking about a career, what would you want to do that you I guess wouldn't feel like it's a job and you can continue doing? I'm like, yeah, maybe radio. But then I started hearing about podcasts, and I tried to start to do like a podcast recording and everything, and then so like the guys I was trying to do it with, I guess they didn't really want to do it as much as I did. You know what I'm saying? And so the schedule, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we're not trying to fight to do it. And so what was happening was I was holding back what I wanted to do because I was waiting on everybody else. And time was passing.
Yeah.
Years passing. And so I'm like, man, like, I just got to do something.
Yeah.
I got a camera.
Why not?
Why
why
what
not?
I'm saying? Just, and so that's why I start doing this. So it's, it's not necessarily, I guess, a podcast. It's just me doing what I always did or wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And so, that's why we're here now. But going back to, what you were saying about, I guess, holding back and not putting out a book. The thing with No Fluff is like, I was starting to see stuff and was like, man, stop waiting, do it.
Just do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Just started seeing that. And the crazy part, our mutual friend Jay is in my ear like, experience is the best teacher, right? And I'm going, I hear you, but all experience ain't right. So right. Some experiences you're not supposed to really run into, and some you do. So I'm like, okay, I hear you. He's like, come on, let's get this book. What's the problem? Right. Is it money? No. So what is it? And I'm like, I just don't feel like it's going to be a quality product yet. Like, it's not revised enough. I feel like I haven't gone the extra mile to make mine stand out amongst everybody else. So what I'm literally terrified to put a book out right now, only because I'm like, I don't think all my work is the best work. Like, because anybody could sit there and write a joint down and be like, all right, this, and this. Mm-hmm. And then you put it out and you be like, oh, well, wasn't nobody really checking for that. But then I'll go back to something I may have wrote. I just did this last night. I wrote something back in 2010 and I read it and I was like, damn, that's all right. That's one of the ones that need to go somewhere. So now I'm going back through and looking. Now, okay, I was just mad this day. Get that BS out of here. I was emotional this day. Let me get that out of there. Right. What am I trying to get to? Yeah. So I think that's what I'm in the process of, just sifting through a lot of it, because it's a specific message I want, kicked out, and I don't want it to just be something that's just out there. Because not only I write poetry, but I do I've done some concept poetry. I've done some short stories, which turn out to be poems anyway, but they tell a story, and I've got like 5 or 6 of them, and I use life. Sometimes I just, I have an active imagination, so I can throw things out there, but I got some that I'm working on, and some of them everybody's like, nah, this should be a book. I don't have that much content for it to be a book. Right. It's straight to the point. It tells you, it's a beginning, a middle, and an end. I don't have no fluff, if you will. Oh, okay. So I don't have no fluff in the story to make it go away. Yeah. But it's coming. My cousin just dropped his book, and he did it so beautifully, though, P. He was just like, F it, I'm going to drop my book tomorrow. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, I seen him, started posting more, and then all of a sudden, a book. And I was just like, oh.
It's on like Amazon?
Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's
plug it in.
You about to put me on the spot, because his name is, it's my cousin Phil, yo. He's like one of my favorite cousins. Please, family, don't kill me for that. Yeah. I think it's something between you and I. If I can, let me pull it up, because I don't want to misquote his joint. But I had him. He hit me and said something about it. What is it? Okay, I just saw something else.
But so people can get it on Amazon.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I just looked it up. It should be here in the joint. A Glimpse at You and I. That's the name of his book.
Yeah, go cop that on Amazon.
Yeah, definitely go get that.
And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link in the...
Yeah, it's A Glimpse at You and I by Phil Pierre. That's my little cousin, man. He's dope. He's a dope guy all the way around.
All right. And I'm going to post that link down below in the description, so make sure y'all go check that out.
Definitely. Right. Yeah, that's what I'm... You got me thinking about my book now. He got me motivated to write one, and I'm just like, I got the material. But fear, it does grip you, because like you were saying, it held you back for a while. I've had conversations with people who are dope writers, and they were like, yo, we should write something together. All right, well, let's get together. Scheduling conflicts come into play, and it never happens. And it's like, okay, well, we said we've been meaning to do this, and we're stopping it. It's like, well, the drive may not be the same. Right. Or my time, because I have time, you may not have it. So it goes that way. But